Okay, I did want to clarify something about No Card 156 and congruent statements. If I ask you to write a congruent statement, any of these are acceptable. You don't have to do all of them, just do one of them. Just got to make sure you follow the order. And that's why I say order matters. And I like to follow the markings. All right. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, this is what you learned when you were doing the Thursday work. They have, how do we know triangles are congruent? We have exactly the same three sides and exactly the same three angle measurements. But we don't have to know them all, which I alluded to earlier. We have some shortcuts. So this is note card 157, the triangle congruent shortcuts, where we only have to know 3 things out of the 6, and we then can conclude that they are congruent. There are 5 ways: side, 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 angle, 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 side, and hypotenuse leg. So I want you to get note card 157 out and write all of this down. I want these to be colorful, the SSS, SAS, ASA, AAS, HL, and then make sure that you can see it easy, make them bold. That way it's easy to remember, because you need to know that these are the 5 ways, and you're going to be given triangles like this and have to go which way, which shortcut proves that they are congruent, okay? So pause me and finish up note card 157. All right, now we're going to focus specifically on side, side, side and note card 158. So this is the side, 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 the first of the 5, okay? And basically what it says is if you know that all 3 sides are congruent, like in this example, we don't need to know anything about the angles, because if we know that all 3 sides are congruent, there's all this big proof and all of this stuff, and you guys are welcome to look it up, but all of this stuff that says that the angles are also congruent. So if you know that, you can conclude that these 2 triangles are congruent by the side, side, side congruent shortcut. Okay, so pause me and write this stuff down. All right, in note card 158, I want to specifically look at side, angle, side. And so this is when you have a side, an angle, and another side, and the angle is included between the 2 sides. In this example, we have 3.6 and 3.6, 7.1 and 7.1. That's a side congruent to a side and another side congruent to another side. But the included angle is 49 degrees, so we have that angle also congruent. That is called side, angle, side, and we can conclude that we know that that third side's got to be congruent and those other 2 angles have to be congruent. That's called the side, angle, side. Pause me and finish up note card 159. Note card 160, we are going to specifically be looking at angle, side, angle. So it goes in order as you see: an angle, another angle, and the side in between. Okay, so we have it's called the included side, okay? So like here, we have 23 degrees, 124 degrees, 124 degrees, and the included side between the 2 is 8.9. So we can say, without having all 6 pieces of information, we can say that these 2 triangles are congruent by angle, side, angle. Pause me and finish up note card 160. All right, note card 161, we are looking at the 4th shortcut, angle, angle, side. So this one can get a little tricky because it's not an included side. So you've got an angle, and a side that is not included, okay? So it could, in this figure, it could be this side A, or it could be this side C, okay? So right here it says angle, side, angle means that we have 2 triangles where we know 2 angles and one of the non-included sides. So in this example right here, I've got 42 and 76 degrees, 42 and 76 degrees. Now, if I look, this 15 is a non-included side. Now look, it is adjacent to the 42 degrees. So I would have to make sure that the 15 over here in this other triangle is adjacent to the 42 degrees. Like if there was a 15 right here that's adjacent to the 76, that would not work. You have to really think about order, and it has to make intuitive sense. And so I hope that makes sense, that yes, where I am hovering over is a non-included side, but that would be adjacent to the 76. Even if I had a 15 there, it wouldn't work, okay? So these 2 are congruent by angle, angle, side. Pause me and finish up note card 161. All right, note card 162 is hypotenuse leg. This is if you only have a right angle. You have to have a right angle. So hypotenuse, you have a hypotenuse with the right triangle. So if we know that we have a hypotenuse congruent to hypotenuse and a leg congruent to a leg, and we have a 90-degree angle, we're good to go. Like in this example, we have 7.9 and 7.9 as a hypotenuse, the one across from the right angle, and a leg, 5.2 and 5.2. So those are congruent